2018 Porsche Panamera Turbo Sport Turismo review, a beautiful compromise. Design and exterior. There's a good reason Porsche calls this body style a Sport Turismo and not a station wagon. It's because it isn't a wagon. Sure, there's a long roof and a two-box shape, but the aggressive rake of the rear window emphasizes sportiness and speed rather than utility. Porsche designed the Panamera Sport Turismo so it looks sexy, not so it can haul lots of stuff. But while that's bad for cargo, it's great for style. The Panamera Sport Turismo is quite unlike any other vehicle on the US market, blending the look of an Audi A7 and a traditional wagon to create something fun, original, and very pretty. Aside from the shape, this car benefits from the same updates that help transform the Panamera from eyesore to one of the more attractive cars on the market. Ignore the sexy profile, and the Panamera is still a very attractive car, thanks to its recent redesign. The big improvement comes at the back, where Porsche linked the thin rear taillights with a strip of LEDs and the layered look that borrows from the latest 911 Carrera 4. The shape is better too, appearing more reminiscent of the Carrera than the controversial first-gen Panamera. Up front, there's more visual resemblance between the Panamera and Porsche's sports cars, with wide-set headlights and a flat hood that plunges forward, giving the car a Cobra-like appearance when viewed head-on. It's a very good look. Interior and comfort. This is a luxury car first, and a sporty vehicle second, but it's the way Porsche blends those two characters in the cabin that's truly impressive. The standard 14-way seats, for example, have a huge range of adjustability, and go very nearly to the floor. With legs almost straight ahead, it gives the Panamera a sports car-like driving position but with more head, shoulder, and hip space. The seats are remarkably comfortable and supportive, making them perfect for either long highway runs or tight, twisting roads. Frankly, I can't understand why anyone spends money on the optional 18-way chairs. You can stuff 3 people and back, but the middle seat is laughable, with little more than a saddle on offer for the Panamera's most unfortunate passenger. The Sport Turismo is as close as a 5-seat vehicle can get to being a 2+2. But for those backseat passengers, the space isn't oppressive. Heads aren't banging the roof and knees aren't tucked into chests due to a lack of space. It's an area a family with 2 teenagers shouldn't hesitate to use. Regardless of where you're sitting in this cabin, the material quality is stunning. Porsche's leatherwork on the dash, doors, and seats is clean and the hides are beautiful. In particular, the leather on the dash is impressively soft. Where there isn't leather, there's piano black trim. I have a love-hate relationship with this material. It covers the center console and the touch capacitive controls, and while it looks good, it also collects fingerprints and dust like nothing else. Aluminum trim in the rest of the cabin is cool to the touch and impressively detailed. In the cargo hold, there's 18.3 cubic feet of space that expands to 49 cubes with the second row folded down. Those numbers are only slightly higher than the standard Panamera and its liftback hatch, which promises at least 17.6 cubes and up to 47.3. All of those figures seem low for a vehicle this size, and they are. A Mercedes-Benz E-Class wagon offers up 35 cubic feet of space with its second row up. Put the blame on 2 factors. First, that sexy rear window eats into cargo space. Second, the Panamera Turbo Sport Turismo needs to accommodate 11.5-inch rear tires, which eats into the cargo floor. Technology and connectivity. The Panamera's 12-inch touchscreen is among the best in the business. Beautiful and incredibly quick to respond with crisp animations, it's an absolute pleasure to use. The system's excellence is paired with fantastic touch capacitive, redundant buttons below the expansive display. Everything is an absolute pleasure to use. Porsche has taken these 2 technologies and executed them to their fullest potential. Apple CarPlay is here, but Android users are out of luck. That doesn't mean it's all particularly easy to figure out, especially if, like me, it's been a minute since you've driven a Porsche. For a start, I had a small screaming match with my test unit after not realizing that its default seat position and climate control settings were linked to the key. After repeatedly trying to set the individual memory settings, I finally hit the little key button below it, so my tester would maintain its seat position. And while Porsches are generally reliable, I'm always worried about the long-term sturdiness of retractable vent shutters, like the Panameras. But ignore these tiny foibles, and the entire driving environment is a pleasure to interact with. Porsche's twin digital displays and the instrument cluster have just the right degree of flexibility, and the steering wheel controls are very easy to figure out. Safety feature. Porsche is a German automaker, and like its counterparts, a high starting price does not automatically include active safety systems. My tester had blind spot monitoring, which wasn't even standard, and that's it. The cruise control is just the old regular kind, not adaptive, and I was the only one controlling the brakes and steering at all times. The average score earned in this category was for the standard front and rear parking sensors, rear view camera, and the aforementioned blind spot system. Running cost and fuel economy. In news that shouldn't shock anyone, a 550 horsepower, V8-powered Porsche is not very efficient. Look for EPA estimates of 18 miles per gallon city, 23 highway, and 20 combined, although my real-world testing was far lower. I managed to net around only 15 miles per gallon, although a heavy right foot may have had some impact there. To make matters worse, premium fuel is required,